Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to another episode. Happy New Year's. This is the first one for 2021. Some stuff from Rakuten Global once again, from the same two stores that I purchased from. These were ordered, online order from the 23rd, and it took only 6 days to get to my side of the Pacific Ocean. So I thought that was pretty remarkable given the time of the year. Yeah, let's just get on with the products. A receipt here from iTools. Obviously, things have been unboxed. Let's just move on with starting off with this half-inch drive air impact wrench from a manufacturer called Kuken. Many moons ago, I featured this previous generation model. This is their current gen, which I was super stoked to getting. I was eyeing this for at least 2-3 years, and it just became time to get this one rather than servicing my previous one. I don't know how many of you guys are interested in air tools, so I'm just going to leave that one on that. Not too many things of excitement here. I'm happy to get these Anex trim clip removers. Decided to get the short handle 90 degree because I've had situations in recent months where this would have been more practical than the longer version that I had. That I have had. And those are, part numbers are there. The difference between the two is the opening. One's bigger than the other. And I guess the length of the offset is slightly different. Made in Japan. Yep. Oh, something I should mention. The sleeve that they apply, they don't last very long at all. They do sell repair kits which include the sleeves, which are heat shrink, but it's definitely not something that is durable if you're going to be using it against, like in the engine bay. You may not necessarily be using this for interior work. So user beware. Leave that there. Couple Anex bits, really nothing much to talk about there. I have this rather new item from Anex. They decided to release one that had a range from 6 to 8 millimeter opening. So now you can insert these. Previously they were only for I think it was 1/4 inch diameter only. So now they got this version, which allows you to insert it in shafts that are larger, such as this one. I don't think I need to demonstrate the use of this or purpose behind it. It is to magnetize your screwdriver or bits, and it allows you to hold fasteners or whatever it might be up to 90 grams. Yeah, again, it's a magnetizer, demagnetizer. Some of you may not want to have your things magnetized all the time, so it is a demagnetizer as well. But there was a little bit of it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Maybe I might just demonstrate that through this guy here. I try to demagnetize my screwdriver. So you're supposed to swipe this, and it's supposed to demagnetize it, but you know, this screwdriver from PP Swiss, they never magnetize any of their stuff, unlike some Japanese brands do, like Vessel. But I find it tricky to demagnetize these things. I don't know if you guys have better results with this. I have mixed results in being able to demagnetize things. So yeah, word of caution, if you don't want your things to be permanently magnetized, yeah, just be aware of that. I know it has worked on me before. There we go. So there's a certain orientation in which you're supposed to swipe this. I think I did it this way. So yeah, just be aware. Alright, moving on to some Kuken stuff. In my last order through with iTools, they actually gave me the wrong product, which is something that has never happened in the past 11 or 12 years that I purchased things through them. So this was their first boo-boo. In any case, in this order, they gave me the proper product, the item that I actually wanted, and that is this one here. It is it's chrome with this sleeve, which is there to protect your fancy wheels. It is to complement Zeal's new release, which was the FreeTurn cross wrench, and they have 17, 19, 21, which feature it is a Zeal. It is from the Zeal series, so it does have their detent machining, which is a feature of the Zeal products. Inside there is such. The sleeve is removable, like so. In the event that this gets tattered, broken, misplaced, I would imagine Kuken will release these separately for purchase. Color coded red is 19. Yeah, so I basically wanted to use this on my old, or not old, well, yeah, it is old, on Kuken's standard lineup. They also offer the FreeTurn cross wrench, and I'm basically going to upgrade to this socket so that I have the protective sleeve, because when you do operate the FreeTurn cross wrench, there will be times when once the nut is fully loosened, the handle might contact your wheel surface finish, which you may not want to mar or scratch. So that is the premise behind that. Moving on to, oh, by the way, I did forget to bring back a few things from work. It's to complement these sockets. This is a stud setter, and the ones that I forgot to bring back were stud removers, which I've had from in the past. But I've had situations only in recent times where I actually had to remove studs. This one is an exhaust manifold stud. If I can get you to focus. So from a cylinder head, you need to remove these. Previously, I was using the stud remover, but I didn't have the stud setter, so I purchased 3 of them in total to complement my stud setters or stud removers. And so yeah, you basically don't have to deal with double nutting, which can be a real pain, a nuisance depending on the situation. So that's that. And last but not least is some pliers from 3.Peaks, a brand that I featured a number of times, and overall I have been quite satisfied with. And however, I just want to note that this is a first disappointment. if I can say so, a little unexpected when it came to, well, the product itself overall, you know, the fit and finish. Well, the overall look is nice, nicely presented, nicely machined. However, when it came time for me to actually make some test cuts, I was rather underwhelmed, surprised, unexpectedly surprised at the rather poor, lackluster cutting performance. If I can get this to focus. Okay, so some of you may already know that, you know, the cutting on, if I can get things to cooperate here, you can see the dull shine. So you're probably expecting that to be the, you know, the cutting board or the anvil side of the the pairs, and this side would be, you would expect it to be the side that has the sharper cutting edge. But if you look, this side is also the anvil or cutting board end. So before I even realized this, you know, I was just bringing out things that I had on hand, you know, stranded cable wire. I cut this and I was just like, oh wow, it sounded really dull. And I looked at the cut and it was rather squashed. And I released this and it was like stuck, and not only that, as you can see, it left behind material from the insulation on the flat anvil surface, and I actually have to use my finger to dislodge whatever material I cut. Rather surprised by that. And you know, I was cutting other things such as zip ties, you know, not that this is the preferred tool, but just to show the rather unimpressive cutting edges on these. Like the sound of that cutting just zip ties, you know, that tells you how dull it is. I got some hot dipped galvanized steel nails here. You know, nothing really hard. Certainly within the range of, you know, because this is advertised as being able to cut piano wire 2 millimeter in diameter. This should be nothing but, there we go. So I cut it. Usually things would just fly off, but not in this case. Even this end is still intact, right? I'm squeezing this, there's no gap. I'm going to release the handle, and look what we have here. Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise. Look at that, there's still a sliver. So that kind of tells you that I don't know what to say here. Someone at the QC end of on the product line was not paying attention. Did they actually do a test cut on this? Come on, focus. So you can see the dull end, and you can see a second dull side. So two dull sides going together does not make for a good pair of cutters. So yeah, rather surprised. Maybe I'll send some photos to 3.Peaks and let them know what's up, and ask them whether there is a reason for this, because I certainly And I don't think any of you would expect this type of cutting performance. Yeah, so bit of a thumbs down on this guy here, which is not a very common thing, if at all, for most Japanese tools that I purchased over the last decade or so. Yeah, so in any case, that is the end of this video. Hope you guys have a good day, and see you in the next one.